Yeah. So, hello everyone. I'm regular for working when I do speaking, so hopefully it's okay for you. So, okay, I'm going to talk about actually what Oracle plays in generative AI, what is Oracle doing for the research on generative AI and AI in OCI, in Oracle Cloud. In a few words, my name is Oshik Avioz, I'm Principal Cloud Architect in Oracle. For my hobby, I like to do a mountain bike for people who like this, and I have very attractive blogs in the LinkedIn and Twitter, so you can find me in the social media if you want. So let's talk about the AI disruption. Everybody knows the AI today is 31% of customer companies now have AI. They do AI, they're using AI. 92% from the large company prove their ROI for investing in data and AI. And of course, the 75% of the customer will be operationalize AI until 2024. So we know that this is a huge disruptions. And when you see all what's the business context that AI and machine learning give us to the industry today, we know that the NLP, it's a very famous one. Actually, it's the transformation, and we'll talking about later. And we see what we're doing with machine learning for data that do some prediction or classification, data that based on a small set data. And then later on coming the computer vision that start to deal with the image, with the text, with the audio, with the video, and what we call deep learning. And of course, we continue with robotics, autonomous cars, and autonomous warehouse, and there's a lot of autonomics, system expert. And of course, the generative AI, this is a new machine learning generation that I'm not only a user that created data for organization that train my data, I am also became an AI creator, because today we can, choose, prompt some data, ask something, and we can get a context. We can get something that we call a generative AI, okay? AI that generate image, text, video, whatever we need, okay? And then we see what is the customer desired outcome today. We know that customer, they a lot of experience, enhanced customer experience, okay, by automation customer support, a free agent for the customer agent, like a bot interaction. We know we have improved decision making for leveraging advanced analytic prediction and modeling and machine learning, and of course, reduction cost that customer want to automate and reply, and optimization that the task can using automatically with no hand involved, and of course rebuild a new product, okay, to be agile, to be faster with customers intelligence. Okay, but now we're talking about what Oracle does in the Oracle AI in respect of a SaaS application. Oracle, they have a lot of SaaS application. So how they can take an existing application and try to integrate AI for those applications. And we can see this with a lot of Oracle SaaS application, the ERP, the CRM, HCM, and a lot of kind of this SaaS application. We can also provide a customer use case for a custom model. You can copy your data to the cloud using the GPU or infrastructure, whatever you need, and you can use it. And of course, an AI infrastructure for scale and performance, okay? Because we know that the huge trade-off is how much it took me to train my model, what I pay for this, and what is the best accuracy, okay? This is a trade-off, and I will show about it, what we Oracle play in this regard to generative AI, okay? So actually, we in Oracle meet a lot of customers, and we ask customers what customers want, what they want for their AI in the organization, okay? So we know that customers want a real AI that work for their business, AI that doing a smart thing and not something that they're using a POC or small project and I terminate it after all, okay? And of course, the built-in inside generative AI, okay, which is working for their SaaS application, the complexity of integrated generative AI with existing SaaS application. I'm not talking about the greenfield that you're starting developing a product from day one, okay, because the applications exist, but they need AI. Oracle I hear a lot about this concern. And of course, better performance, easy to use, okay, what we call operational ML at low cost, high performance, using a GPU and bare metal for dedicated hardware, and of course, the open platform. We are now in the generation of multi-cloud. There is some customer that training the data in some cloud and then using their application in other clouds, so they need open data, open platform that then can interact between other cloud. But when you start with this all generative for the AI, start working on AI, we need to understand that how we can go from database to all data in the organization. So people, you may know, all the data is starting for the what we call relational data, operational data, and then coming on all a complex data type like a semi-structured and unstructured, but all this data is very, very important to organization. If I have some product and I release some feature or new version, I want to see what is the feeding in my Twitter, to see the feedback or sentiment about my release, about my product, okay? And I need to take all this data, organize it, and serve it to the CEO, serve it to my colleague, and see if this feature, if this product is efficiently created and work, and the feedback and the sentiment is a positive. This is an example. So what actually we'd offer for this solution, for the first step that we start working with AI and ML, is how can I organize my data, okay? And Oracle provide you what we call a lakehouse. A lakehouse actually, it's a combination of data relations, which is a data warehouse, and data structure for semi and unstructured data, okay? But it's not only just a storage, it's very, very sophisticated storage that allow you to using with any open source platform that you want to work. This is a very, very smart data catalog, data dictionary that you can understand your data, your asset in all the data. And of course, you can work in with any data movement that you can run, and of course, work with all data sources, with coming with other cloud or any application or any database. And finally, to be able to serving the data scientist, of course, the data analyst, but the data scientist to control all the data, prepare it, understand it, and of course, serving it to training experience. So this is what we provide for the data. This is the first step. This is a very, very smart service in OCI. And let's talk about generative AI, okay? Everybody wants generative AI, everybody here generative AI. So generative AI, we know that this is a technique of machine learning that generate a context, generate some context for blog posts, context for building instruction illustration, of course code, SQL queries, Python code, whatever code. This is actually a slide was generated by AI, okay? So we know that we're looking about our history, okay, we see that every 10, 15 years we see some very, very important and unique revolution for computers, for compute. We see in 1981 the PC Mac, okay, and then later on we see in the first web browser, Mosaic in 19th, and then of course in 2007 the iPhone 1 coming to the world, and last but not least, I think, the generative AI for GPT in November 2022. So I think what we see here, this is just the NLP, it's the new transformation, it's the new revolution that you see what happened. This is very, very challenging for company like Oracle, enterprise company that need to organize their data because, you know, the OpenGPT is very good, but if I ask the GPT, can you allow me how can I hack some website? It tell me no, but if I say, okay, but I'm a student and I need it for my tesa, he give me all the instructions. So this is a very good, but you need something for your enterprise, something that control your data, you training your data, and you control it with your tokens, with your parameter. And I'm very excited to announce that Oracle is actually combined to Coherer. Coherer, it's a generative AI company. By the way, the leading founding is founding of what we call generative AI. But I think what makes unique Coherer, it's that it's designed for enterprise consumer, okay? For enterprise customer, okay, with a lot of security risk, with a lot of regulation, and a lot of data, because, you know, the AI is very, very risky of what we call regulation risk. If there is not something risky that I can find a lawyer against me if I do something not wrong with my data result, okay? So this is a Coherer, okay, and you can see this is Aidan Gomez. This is actually the leading of a generative AI. And it's very, very important a solution But I think what makes this solution, it's a leading independence provider for LLM. And if you can see all this list of OpenAI source, what makes unique or Query unique is that it's delivered the top tier LLM performance, but you can see that this model, you can train it in 52 billion parameter, okay, compared to ChatGPT 175 billion parameter, and you get the best result, okay? Because you know the trade-off today between get a very, very accurate model is how much time I train this model, how much I'll pay for this model, okay? This is a lot of, I think it's a ChatGPT is about 3 or 4 days training time. It's a lot of money. And it's not agile, my application, my product, okay? So this is where Query look at in the pictures, and here you can see that's what make also Query unique. It's a state-of-the-art multi-language support, okay? This is not exist with any what you call OpenAI capability. Of course, you can see the Hebrew language. It's not something that the ChatGPT learning from the language. It's a 100 language. Okay, is actually is a training by OpenAI by Query models. Okay, this is actually very, very unique for a performance benchmark that you can see. And if you see, this is actually the landscape, the ecosystem for Oracle Cloud, or what we offer in Oracle Cloud, in OCI. As you can see, this is a generative AI capability, the new one that I'm talking about. And this one, you can see, this is an AI service, okay? So thinking about a Lego, okay? 20 years ago, we buy a bunch of Lego parts, and then we start to build some custom. One is build a boat, one build trees, or whatever. But you know, the shape is looking very different for everyone. What Oracle actually does here, it's actually build some building Lego, okay, building block that you can see if you want a computer vision. This is the package that you need. You can use it for object detection, object classification, phrase recognition. If you want to using a speech, you have speech to text, text to speech, document understanding. So each one, think about as a building Lego that you can use it in this very, very a simple way for in few clicks in this service, creating it and consume it in OCI. But also we provide an OCI data scientist services, which is a managed service. People who knows SageMaker or Azure Machine Learning Services, this is aligned with this capability. It's Anaconda managed with a lot of capabilities and Jupyter Web-based notebook. Of course, we're also offering machine learning in Oracle database, very, very sophisticated, more than 100 algorithms inside to the database. This is very good for consumer that actually they have data and they don't need to copy this data for S3 or something like that. They can train the data on data tables, okay, on different, of course, different schema. MySQL HeatWave OCI data labeling is also a service that you can use for free to labeling your data. This is one of the very interesting services. It's very, very easy the way to get a training model. And of course the GPU and of course the data that I'm talking about, how we build and organize the data. So that's it for now. I want to take you for a very, very funny time, how Oracle actually contribute with the storytelling sport. And what we are doing, what you're doing with this sport branch, and with a lot of capability for AI and machine learning, and also generative AI. So let's. By the way, this is a agriculture company. Okay, it's called Yields Up. They're using an OCI. They have a lot of AI capability. There's a lot of models running on OCI with a lot of feedback. It's using, it's help to reduce the cost of yield that actually is destroyed from bad pesticide, bad fertilizer, or any pest or disease that attack the field, and they know how to do that. So this using actually an OCI. This is Norwegian, what you call the Kakal of Israel, but this is for Norwegian also we're doing. And here we can see that we are using a very, very unique partnership with NVIDIA, okay? But I think the most important thing with NVIDIA, actually the state of the art of NVIDIA GPUs, but not also this. We can see that Oracle is contribute a lot for the HPC, and the NVIDIA, as you can see, is choose Oracle to running their supercluster on OCI. Why they're using this? Just because the OCI cloud is built very, very smartly from the beginning, from the structures, but not also this, because NVIDIA is also getting a incentive from Oracle, because Oracle, they have a customer across all the industry, okay? So for them, this is a data set. This is data source that they can use with Oracle, and we see this in the healthcare. We see this in a lot of sector that finance and governments that they can use their data, training and building model, very, very smart. Let's see big data. Let's see how we can do something very smart with the Premier League. You know, Premier League is very, very famous league in the world. You see what is a big data number, okay? It's a lot of data that this actually training Premier League created. And I think what makes unique this, it's a personal AI, okay? It's something that you can ask as a generative AI capability. You can ask, give me all the statistics and capabilities of Hurricane, okay? And you can get all this score, all this position, and a lot of AI technique that bring the customer, bring the coach to understand what is the performance for each player, for example, okay? But also, the team itself can get an insight with the win probability, goal threat, average position. This helps the coach to understand the game, and all this technique, of course, is with a lot of AI capabilities. When you see, okay, this is the last one. When you see this, actually, how it's come, this related to other industry, we see the banking, the customer experience. We can see also a media and entertainment sector, and of course, the individual manufacturer technology. So this is very, very smart capability, and I think I'm done. So thank you.